What is going on, my beautiful freaking people? We are out here with my beautiful Storm, and today in this video what we are going to be talking about is something that can literally change how you go about your life in terms of with God, but then also being able to get better as a performance wise, in terms of if you are making videos, if you are communicating, if you are an athlete, if you are a public speaker, if you are anything, if you want to have a better life in terms of just like getting better at your job, whatever it might be. This is a concept that is going to start to set you free slowly but surely. Now there's much that we could talk about here, but we're going to focus on one thing, and it's something that I just recently dived into and learned about in this book called Inner Excellence. And this book is so damn amazing. I dove back into it, and basically the concept that we're going to talk about here is focusing on mastery, not on score. That's one of the things he talks about. He says it's one of the key things to get you into a flow state. So being able to focus on mastery. And at first I was like, okay, mastery, but what does that really mean? What does that really mean? Being able to focus on mastery. And I started to dive into it to really try to understand this concept, because I really wanted to understand this. I knew it was powerful, and I knew if I unlocked it, it was going to unleash something powerful in me every time I make these videos, every time I'm doing anything in my life, getting better at these videos, getting better at stuff in general. So I dove into it, and what mastery basically is being able to say, I am focused on the long game of what's going on, not on short-term success. So the score is focusing on things like, if you're making videos, I got views, I got this, I got a good video out, or I got something like that. Or focusing on, if you're an athlete, I got multiple touchdowns, I made a couple shots in this game, I did this and that. And you're focusing on that outcome, the score, which is very up and down. You can't control that. And when you focus on something that you can't control, it's very anxiety inducing and fear inducing. It's going to make you feel like today it might be on, tomorrow it might be off, who knows. You're going to be up and down, you're going to be focusing on that so much, versus focusing on mastery, which basically says, I'm focusing on controlling what I can control, focusing on being in the state of God, which is that joy, love, and peace, which in the book he talks about being into that state is how you get your best performance. So if you can focus on being able to get into a good state, being able to love everything about what you're doing, love it, have fun, have passion, get it out of there, get the joy, then that's when the best performance actually starts to come. I'm going to break it down more and more, because it took me a while to really understand this. So for me, it was like, okay, I'm starting to get that a little bit more, but how does that actually translate into getting the results that, like, not even that you needed, but actually translate to me being better in what I'm doing? Because I don't want to just come up on here and just kind of stay stagnant. I want to get better for you guys, and that was powerful. My cat's over here. Oh, I think I just messed up my freaking camera. Hold on, give me a second. Let me reset my gimbal real quick. Y'all gotta stay with me though. Y'all gotta stay with me. I'm still here. My cat's still here. We ain't gonna stop the video though. This is what it's all about. This is what the mastery is all about too. I could kind of like, all right, I think you guys are back. Hold on, let me turn y'all around real quick. Y'all look at my cat. So with the mastery, it's basically saying, I know that if I focus on just getting better, being better in the presence of God in the state, it gets you the results, because that's where your best comes from. Let me give you all an example. The funny way that I actually saw this happening, and actually saw how damn amazing that this works, is, funnily enough, I didn't even think about it, but I play Call of Duty, and I play Call of Duty at a very good high level. I've been playing it since I was a kid, and I like to play rank play. Rank play is you're going up against other people, and I'm at a very high level, so for me to push even higher than that is it takes a lot for me to push higher than that. But I basically started playing Call of Duty, and one of the things that I've been saying to myself is long game, God first, best follows. Which means when I'm playing Call of Duty, I've noticed myself, there's a lot of the times in the past where I would get upset, I would get angry, I'm dying, and sometimes it's just that emotional reaction. You're just getting pooped on over and over, and it's like, damn, this freaking sucks, man. What the hell is this? What the hell is this? Why is this happening? And that kind of just happens, and you get those emotional reactions, and you get a little bit upset, and you're kind of out of that flow state, because you're just focusing on, like, oh, why is this happening? Or like, why am I playing so bad? Why are they actually reading that play that I made? Whatever it might be. And that takes you out of the flow state, and you stop focusing on the accountability that you can take, the ability to get better, and it gets you out of that flow in general. And you see a lot of people on there, they get upset about every little thing, and it's just not going to be the best place to grow. This kind of goes hand in hand with growth mindset also, because when I'm playing now, it's like, okay, focus on just being in the presence of God, I've been telling myself, be of good cheer, have a good time, be joyous, and then just learn from what I can learn from. It's the long game, learning from what I can learn from. I know that in the moment, it's best for me to just be in the flow state, having joy, and for a lot of us, being in that joyous state is the best possible place we could be. If you're playing a sport, if you're in the loving, joyous state, it allows you to just be able to be in the flow state so much easier. But also, when you make mistakes, when things go wrong, things go against you, when I started getting pooped on, and I'm still able to have a smile on my face and be like, be of good cheer, have a good time. What I realized is all of a sudden, instead of putting all that mental energy into, oh, why did this happen? This sucks. Why am I upset? Oh, I'm not even having fun anymore. I just want to get off. All of a sudden, I'm taking full accountability. My teammates are yelling and screaming. I'm taking full accountability, just saying like, I'm controlling what I can control, having fun, focusing on the long-term game. And what I realized is all of a sudden you start picking up like, oh, I could have done this a little bit different. Oh, okay, my teammates aren't really giving me nothing right now. That's on them, but I can control. I got to play a little bit slower because they're not going to be there with me to get this, whatever. That's how I'm playing the game. And it was amazing because I realized there would be games where I would be getting pooped on, but then I would still just be having fun, having joy, and it would get me to the best possible result where I hit this new breakthrough in the game of just playing like that, playing release to the outcome. That is powerful, and it allows you to get better as fast as you possibly can, but also just have the best possible time. And that's where everything comes from. That's what he talks about in the book, Inner Excellence. So for me, being able to say long game, God first, best follows is powerful, and it can be powerful for you in anything that you're doing. If you're an athlete, every time you make a mistake, long game, God first, best follows. The God first part is basically saying, I know that putting God first, being in the joy, the love, and the peace, and the faith of God, that is the best possible place for me to be in that, have so much more mental energy. There's a guy named Owen Cook, he talks about it. He says that 98% of all the money that he's made has come from that state of joy, that love, that peace. 98% of all the money that he's made has come from that state. So he knows that that's one of the most important things that he can do, probably, if not the most important, just getting into that state and allowing everything else to come. That's where, if you want money, if you're in that state, you won't even need it anymore, but it's where it all comes from. If you want that success, if you want the best performance, this is just like what Alyssa Liu, if you guys have seen, Alyssa Liu is a skater, figure skater, women's figure skater. She was freaking amazing when she went, and she just recently won the gold medal. But what she talked about was the fact that she just wanted to go out there and she didn't care about the outcome. She just wanted to have fun. She just wanted to enjoy it. She knows that she's playing a long game. She knows that she's going out there and just focusing on the energy and having a good experience. That's what you're putting above it. Mastery is focusing on that experience of like, I want to get into that good feeling, being fully immersed, having fun, and learning as best I can every time I go out there. Once you get on that, it takes the pressure off, and like she did, she went out there and absolutely freaking demolished. She had a beautiful skate. I don't even watch skating. I'm sure a lot of you guys don't watch skating, but you probably know who she is just because it was so freaking mesmerizing to watch that. And it's beautiful when it plays out like that. That's what we're going for. But what I've realized with this is it just frees you up from focusing on the outcome, but then also from beating yourself up over those mistakes. That's what I've realized. If you can go into it saying, long game, God first, best follows, what you're basically telling your mind is, if you can stay in that, just keep growing and getting better in that. That's where your best stuff comes from. I just played a game where there's this guy talking trash to me, and we got pooped on the first game. And I'm just telling myself this the whole time for this session, and it was just so amazing because it's like, you don't care no more. In the past, it's like, oh, I want to get my get back. I want to like get at this dude. And then you kind of get into it and you kind of lose yourself, and you're like kind of like shaking or whatever, because you want to like, that you're focused on the outcome. You want to get back at this person. In the next game I played, we got pooped on again, but I'm having fun. I'm doing good. I'm actually playing pretty good. My team was not playing the best, but that's okay. I'm not even blaming them. I'm just like, it is what it is. I'm learning. I'm trying different routes. I'm trying different things, doing whatever I freaking can, and having fun doing that. He starts talking in game chat again. He's like, Jake, no, like kind of like trying to get at me. But I've realized in the past, my heart rate when playing that second game would have been like pumping, and I would have been like nervous. I would not even nervous, but just kind of like, you get kind of shaky because like you want it. You're like, oh, I really got to get this. But I've realized I've been training my mind to just get into that letting go state of just being able to say that to myself. And it's just this otherworldly thing where I'm just like, relaxed. My shot is loose. My shot is better than it's ever been. I'm making amazing plays. I'm feeling good. I'm learning off of what they're doing. I'm just in the moment. And even after the game, my heart rate is just like, it was low. And I know that that's a big thing. My heart rate would have been pumping very fast. And I don't think that's a terrible thing. But even in the moment, my heart rate was just chill. I'm just having fun. And I know even after we lost the second game, I set a timer and I know I'm gonna get off. And in the past, it would have been like, no, I gotta play again because I can't end it on a loss. That freaking sucks. It leaves a little stinginess. But I know, so what? I'm playing the long game. Who cares? I'm gonna get on later. I'm gonna chill after I get my stuff done and record these videos, do this stuff, learn from these videos. I'm gonna play again. I'm just gonna get better as best as I can. And that's not my main thing. This is my main thing right here. So it's a beautiful thing once we start to tap into that. If you can tap into that, whatever you might be doing, if you're doing sports, if you're doing, I don't know, even academics, if you're doing academics, if you're doing freaking communication, anything like that, getting better this allows you to just remember it's a long game. Focus on mastery. Mastery for playing the game is I'm getting over there and I'm getting, oh, here's the thing. It sets you up for being able to try out new things and not holding on to the outcome and not being fearful of like, oh, this doesn't go right, this is gonna suck, anything like that. It allows you to just go all out and be like, okay, when I'm playing Call of Duty, there's a game mode called S&D where you have one life and it's y'all's 4 versus their 4 and y'all are running and just trying to like get the most kills on the map. But in there, it can become high, it's very high stakes. So if you die, you don't get another chance. But what you have to do, well, what I want to do is, even though I'm playing at a super high level and everybody wants to like win so badly, I want to try new things. So I'll go out there and you could throw smokes, you could run different routes, you could just push very, very close timings, which means like it's gonna be very thin timing. You might get there before they get there, but you have to kind of learn it. And a lot of times you have to die over and over to learn, okay, this works, this doesn't work. But what I've realized is because I've had this, it allows me to go out there and try that. I can get pooped on an entire game. I know that my teammates are gonna freaking get so pissed, say that I'm the worst thing since freaking Satan. I don't know. They're gonna go crazy. But I know that I can be removed from that because I know I'm playing that long game. And what I realize is a lot of people, like, it's just crazy because even when I was first getting on this game, if you think about it, when I was first getting on this new game, it's called Black Ops 7, and I've been playing Call of Duty for a long time. When you first get on, you're gonna start with people that are in a low rank. And I gotta work my way up the ranks even though I've been playing for a while. And I'm like, I know I'm at this super high rank, but I have to work up through here. And there will be times where I'm playing a game and, you know, I'm playing, and sometimes like you're trying out those new things. So even in these ranks, sometimes, not that you're gonna have the worst game ever, but you're just not gonna be able to like, I'm just gonna be effing around and trying new things. So I might die a whole bunch of time in S&D. It can happen like that. And I will have people that are down here start talking to me and saying that I'm the worst thing ever. I suck, never play the game again, never pick it up again. Even though I know where I'm going, you know what I'm saying? And if you know where you're going and you're playing the long-term game, in that moment, especially, it's a lot easier to do it here when I'm at these lower ranks because it's like, I know how good I am. I know what long game I'm playing there. But then I take that same mindset to here where I'm very high and I'm like not able to just like kind of flex and do whatever, but it's still like the long game of knowing I can get even a little bit more better and better because I'm already almost at like the top 250 in the world. But if I can remind myself like, okay, you're here, you can stay stagnant here, make no changes, make no effort to like do anything different, but you won't really grow. Or you could just try things over and over, have to hear it over and over from your teammates, from the enemy team that you suck. But knowing that's what's gonna separate you from getting to this top 250 versus everybody else from staying right here. This is the same concept that we're applying to our lives. And what you have to do is continue to hem it into your mind. You're like harboring it into your mind over and over by being able to repeat it to yourself in that process of doing that thing. And in the moments of, for me, it was between debts. For me, it's gonna be between videos. For you, it could be between, you know, downs in a sport, or it could be between, you know, when you're running up and down the court in basketball, anything like that, man. Whatever it might be, continue to remind yourself and hem it into your mind to focus on mastery and not the score. And it will be the thing that's actually gonna get you where you need to be. Love you guys very much, man. I had an amazing time making this video with you guys, man. Down in the comments below, let me know how y'all doing today, man. Let me know what that thing that you're trying to go towards mastery with is. Love you guys very much, man. Peace.